And welcome. We are the boys from the Baltic Star, and it's very, very nice to see you this evening on this swelteringly hot, really agonisingly, horrifically hot Monday night. My name's Ben, and you can see me on camera, but I'm not actually playing the game tonight. The game tonight is being played by Sock Fiddler, and Socks is with me, voice only, but cheerfully chatting away. Good evening, Socks. How are you?
No, actually, it's interesting that, well, because my best friend's in chat, I have to acknowledge that this is something I swore I would never ever do. Years ago, I was like, I don't understand why people play video games on stream. It's the most entitled thing you can imagine doing. I play the game and have the fun, and you watch me and telling me I'm amazing. However, I am breaking that final rule and going to play, and it's going to be great actually because we're playing a game that I truly love. So yes, excited and less sweltering because I've got three fans pointed at me right
Fantastic.
now.
Okay, well, tell me just a little bit about what I'm looking at here.
What
The
you're
game.
about to watch.
Yes, indeed, that one.
Well, it's called Donut County. We were going to play oh gosh, it's already gone out of my head. Botanicula, which was a recommendation again from my best friend, but we just couldn't make it stable. So we had a quick pivot to a game that I have actually played before, but it's so charming and lovely that it's worth doing it again. So we've got it's called Donut County. It's by this fellow I've just linked in the chat. His name is Ben Esposito,
Mhm.
and he's an indie game maker of the most charmingly odd games imaginable. And it was published by Annapurna Interactive Publishers, who,
Okay.
that sounds like a weird random indie thing, but they have done a lot of notable titles, including this one, Gone Home, Outer Wilds, which is one that a lot of people have played,
Mhm.
um, all kinds of beautiful things. I Am Dead. I'm just trying to see. I'm looking through the wiki list of. Oh, Hohokum, which is another game that Chris has bought for me and I haven't played yet. Hindsight, Storyteller. There's just loads and loads of. If you are into weirdly quirky, interesting indie games that kind of push the notion of what a gaming experience should be, then these are the publishers for you, frankly. And I'll put all this info in the Discord so you can catch up with Ben and, I mean, not our Bucky, but the Ben Esposito
Uh-huh.
and this publisher after the stream, because we haven't had much time to prepare.
We haven't, and
But
I
yes.
should point
Oh,
out
okay.
that this game publisher, which I haven't actually heard of, must
Mm.
be important if they named one of the world's tallest mountains after it.
Well, yes. No, it's yeah, lovely. It's just all. This is a real feel good one. And yeah, I'm very excited actually to share it with you, dear Bucky.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's give it a shot because
Let's get going.
because you never know, it might be magnificent.
Well, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna overwrite my current save, but it's fine.
Okay.
So here we go. Also, I do have some snuffles tonight, so if I come over a bit snuffly and sneezy, I do apologise in advance.
I love the graphic style. This is delightful.
Isn't it beautiful? And yes, she's talking to a raccoon. That's...
Okay.
Mhm. She types like me. You just do this for a while. Ah, we go. Come to the donut shop. He's a certified loaf.
Okay, so an occasional bad pun, sure.
Sorry, I'm reading chat on my phone, but it's actually quite difficult. Yes, right. And when Chris says it captured the goofy chats that other people might have, he means that we have.
Yeah.
This is exactly how we communicate. Anyway, right. A donut. Why do we need doors? We don't need doors.
Where we're going, we don't need doors.
Whoop.
Oh, there's
So you can see this is about the hole from the donut.
Okay, I get you.
And you eat things, and it gets bigger, and then you can eat more things. Like this guy. Oh, come on, I really want to eat this guy. Oh. Come on, you can get in there. Come on, do it. Yeah.
I got him.
Yeah. That's how we roll.
Okay. This is a
odd.
remarkably clever idea.
Yeah. But how they tie it into a story is quite exciting as well. And I'm gonna let that happen. I don't really remember what else I do if there's a. The honking has been silenced. Oh, I don't remember now how I progress it. Maybe I just have to keep eating things, but I'm pretty sure I've eaten everything now.
I think you pretty much got the lot, haven't you?
Chris will give me directions when he gets annoyed.
Oh, the egg on the left, possibly?
Oh. Egg on the left.
Yeah. Right over by the left wall. The other left.
No, there, I got it. I got it. That was what it was. You're absolutely correct. Wingman, high five. That's more useful than I ever was during Banner Saga.
Thank you, Chris. That was a team effort.
Okay. All right, donut shop. This is very representative of me and Chris's relationship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can see that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the game honking at me now. Anyway, there. A donut.
Delivered him a donut. Yes. Well, that's one way of putting it.
Level 9 and what? It doesn't matter.
Well, I've read some of the texts. I think it might be reading age.
Oh, possibly. Or ability to be amused by a honk. Maybe that's level 9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a quadcopter. I'm the raccoon. Oh, that's BK, right? He's the Trash King. So, I played this game before COVID. This is quite an old title, and I have very little memory of life before COVID.
Right.
So, I will get lost, and often. Okay. All right. Time to go and hole it up. Hole it up. 6 weeks later. Rude. Twist.
Not the entire town, surely.
The entire town.
Oh,
It's all fine.
you're right,
All
naturally.
under control. I'm the walrus. Cuckoo for you. Hey, it's Coco! Coco the croc. Potter, I think a beaver? No, it's a dog.
Yeah,
Potter's a
that
dog.
looks like a dog,
It's a dog.
I guess.
Oh, it's a goat.
Goat.
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's confusing.
That's not a goat. That's a dog. I think. Let's see this sweet puppin boy. He's a dog. Boy's a dog. Alright, let's find out what happened to Potter. Potter's
Well, Potter got
rock.
eaten by a donut just after leaving the eaten by a hole. Sorry, just after leaving the donut shop. Apparently,
I now have to deploy the hole.
deploy
Ready?
the hole.
Deploy the hole. Right, no.
It sounds like something from Doctor Strangelove, doesn't it?
Now, is that the one with Octopussy? Because we have a whole new joke if it is. Oh, I can't quite get that. Come on. I'll take that one instead. And then the skull. No.
There's essentially an order, is there? Small box. Oh, that's now on its
Yes.
side. You never know.
So you have to, the hole gets marginally bigger every time you eat something. But it's up to you to guess. So that cactus. It's going to try, but not get there.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly soothing, but also, as you saw in the first level, a little bit stressful because you don't know what order every time. I must be able to get those in. Yeah! Come on!
Oh, there's stuff behind the gate.
We'll come back.
Sure. Oh no, new level. We've leveled up.
Huh? Huh? Oh, I'm getting ready for Potter!
Apple crates. Yes.
Oh, oh, oh!
Oh.
Get the clay! Get the clay! Yeah! Can I get the table yet? Oh, I can't get the wheel. Okay, let's get this way. Oh, he's so sad. I'm sorry, Potter. Oops!
Oh yes, there we go. Well done.
It feels so terrible, even though you know that they're all alive and well underground.
Yeah, but
999 feet below.
alive and well, but living in a hole.
Oh, they shouldn't have ordered donuts, frankly.
It's
I mean,
the
don't mean to
kind
be
of thing
judgy.
that's going to get them on the news, to be honest. Yeah,
That's true.
there's going to be a film crew outside talking about, this giant hole has swallowed up half of the town, and
It's going to be like that massive sinkhole that opened up in Dorset.
yeah. Yes, it's called Bournemouth.
Ah, dear. Oh, no. I was hoping to get them all at once. Yeah. Right, what else we got? I can't do the wall. Got that bit of pot. I want to get the swimming pool. Rectangle eyes. What about the rectangle eyes? Move the hole. Okay, I mean, I can get that scooter in. No worries.
So the balloon's going to be a challenge, obviously, but
The kiln?
is the sign doable? Yeah, well done. So Yeah,
Oh,
that
this is
looks
the cool
practical.
thing. So I've eaten a kiln. He's got a hot air balloon.
And it's now putting out lots of smoke. So maybe if you get under the hot air balloon, it'll do something to make that pop.
And then, of course, you must eat the debris.
Much debris. Now he's drifting away, but probably not far enough because
I am on course to eat this entire.
this is the entire town is doomed. Yes.
Are we ready for the house? Are we ready for the house?
I think we will be very soon. If I
There we
think
go.
we're there. I think we've got everything we need to get. Look at that. Like a Nissan hut, that one. Great delivery. You see, the thing is,
Ba-bam!
Potter doesn't seem as enthusiastic about the great delivery.
I just think he's doing the cool new dance craze on TikTok.
This is
Ooh. So
like-
these are all the things I've eaten.
it's like skydiving Pilates, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Free house, cardboard box. So this tells you something about everything that you've just eaten. And I'll just go through them relatively quickly because they're all worth it. Burn your tongue and make sure you go to the bathroom. Tricky.
I mean, those are both true. I'm not sure why those are the reasons that it rules, though.
I don't think kissing dogs is fun. As a rule, I tend not to kiss anything that can put its tongue to its own butt. I just find that's a good one to live by.
I tend to agree. Though, I mean, that is subject to me one day learning that some gorgeous woman of my acquaintance can in fact do that because of her flexibility, and I might then have to think, okay, fair enough, well, I'll make an exception there.
Well, on the one hand, my dreams have just been shattered, but on the other hand, I'm actually quite relieved. I can live with that one.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not the woman for you. It's okay. Oh, how many birds are you willing to fight? The seagulls in Bristol, where I live, are notoriously aggressive, and we call them the mafia because they will gather around, and they have a talent for picking out old ladies and children who are eating in Castle Park, and they will swarm them with a couple of them dive bombing and carrying off entire bags of chips and kebabs and ice creams. They're vicious.
Yeah. I mean, we have seagulls in Faversham, which the heads, when they're standing on the ground, easily come past my waist. They are enormous herring gulls.
Vicious
And
things.
These things are sort of they're not quite as tall as a swan, if you know what I mean, but they're big birds and very, very impressive when they take
carry
off.
Tommy guns and wear spats. Terrible.
They're big problematic animals. Yeah. And,
They're
and
going extinct. They're now amber protected. Unbelievably.
they're protected from what?
Well, habitat destruction. We think, well, it's difficult for them because the majority of birds don't live in city centres. They love landfills, these herring gulls. But if we're reducing the amount of waste that goes to landfill, then they have to rely on fish catches out at sea. And now that there's less catch going to waste and being brought in, their two main sources of food are really endangered. And so there's just less to go around, so more of them are starving,
And
unfortunately.
I'm guessing here, but since obviously herring gulls predate both fishing boats and landfills, they must have had a prior source of survival, which we've
fishing.
probably messed with one way and another.
Yeah. Well, they're the scavengers. They're the rubbishmen of the coasts. So the animals that now don't live and feed along our coastlines were their original source of food, which is why they then adapted to live alongside humans. And of course, now we're changing our feeding patterns. Sorry, this has become a whole seagull thing.
It has.
I'm just saying, have sympathy for the seagulls. That's all.
Um,
But still swear at them when they steal your chips. Poor Potter, meanwhile, look at him, all despondent,
just wanted to surprise Pup with a donut.
crying.
I'm
Look
not
what you
entirely
made
sure
me
I know what
do.
that means.
Well, his son, he wanted to surprise his son. Well, Ben, I know that you don't like penguins at all.
Penguins are evil. People don't
They
know this
are.
about penguins, but they are sociopaths.
Well, I feel that way about pandas. Giant pandas.
I don't actually think pandas are evil, but I think they've made it pretty clear they favour extinction. They're
Really
desperate to
care about
die
being
out.
alive very much, do they?
And I think
Bless
we're
them.
reaching a level of cruelty in keeping them around.
Well, that and the whole panda politics thing, which is a bit questionable.
Yeah, but that's not
any-
their fault, really.
No, that's not. But being a carnivore that only eats grass, that is.
Yes. Yes, the fact that they actively repel each other during mating season, I think, is remarkable.
Hilariously, in the long COVID community, people are suggesting that we adopt the giant panda as our mascot because they are also frequently too tired to do important things like eat and mate and get out of bed.
Yes, I'm pretty sure pandas have self-selected for extinction. I mean, I'll miss them. Don't get me wrong, but
No, I won't.
I'm pretty sure they've chosen to die out.
Yeah. Anyway, Mira's still giving BK a telling, and I think we're off to our next.
Excellent.
Our
We're
next
going to do more
adventure.
slaughterage.
Oh, koalas! Don't hate on the koalas,
Drop
Kelly.
bears.
This is going to be trouble. That's yeah. He's innocent. BK is innocent. I'm on BK's side. I mean, if you're going to give a man a hole, that's. I don't want to go down the rest of that joke because it wasn't intended to be that
No,
kind of a joke.
I see where you're going with that, and suddenly
Yeah,
it became yeah.
Unintentional.
It went to a dark, dark place, literally.
Well, all I'm saying is I miss Ewan at this particular moment.
I think Ewan at
Anyway.
this point would have turned orange and pink and Dago colours.
And I would have been told off in text.
Yes,
Socks.
yes, you would have been.
Anyway, Helen saw a hot air balloon float past her ranger station.
That seems like an amazing coincidence.
And suddenly we discover why my best friend is my best friend. I'm not reading that out. Because then Luke will tell me off.
Yeah.
Okay. Which way was he heading? We'll save it for Saturday. I'll read that one out on Saturday. I'll give that to Anna somehow. I don't know. I got distracted. Poor Helen. Why was she so distracted that she couldn't save Pup? Oh, she just ordered a donut. That's completely
Oh,
innocuous.
of course, yes. Yeah, that tracks.
Mm.
Well, you know, she's got a leather sash belt, so following American logic, she must be addicted to donuts.
Absolutely. Also, it looks a little bit like a police uniform, let's be honest.
It does look actually like I assume she's supposed to be a forest ranger, but I've never quite understood why Smokey the Bear is a forest ranger. But maybe Americans can explain that to me.
I think because they wanted to make bears attractive and charming instead of a terrifying reason not to visit Yellowstone. I don't know. I don't
Bears are
think they're
beautiful.
terrifying. Yeah.
I mean, yes, they do eat a few people every year, but it's only a few, and there are a lot of people.
I've been watching a lot of a lot of stories about things happening in Alaska, and they hunt bears for food over the winter up there.
Right.
But also the bears tend to be quite elusive, and I mean I've seen stories where people come back to the cabin after a winter and find that a bear has taken up residence over the winter. But this was a family whose the mum was like, I'm not putting up the bear screens because I don't like how they look. And I was like, well, okay, that's on you then, lady, when the inevitable for the subject line of this programme happens. Anyway, bears. What are you going to do? Put up a bear screen and lock your door. Also, in Alaska, the doors open outwards. The front doors open outwards because it's harder for bears to open. If you can just push and get in, easy, but if you got to pull them open as well, then that's another preventative measure. All these things, they probably do that in Canada as well. I'm just guessing. I don't know if Kelly lives near bears.
I have a vague feeling that's also. Is it not the law that in all public buildings in the United States the doors have to open outwards?
I don't know.
I have a vague feeling that's true because of fire regulations.
Oh, interesting.
So if you need to get out of a building, you always push in
You
the
just
US.
push.
I think that's right.
Makes sense. Just to point out, Ben, that earlier on when we were watching John's stream, you did get a little bit upset that I pointed out your love and complete ability to regurgitate any kind of esoterica in any moment. And I'm just saying, I feel like you've just made my point for me. Thanks.
I feel
Anyway,
that was unintentional.
Shall we eat the ranger station with a giant hole?
I think we should, actually, because
Let's do
frankly
it.
it's been begging for it.
Oh, well. Okay. Okay. Where should we start?
And I feel there's lots of plants and things of this sort of nature.
Snake. Come on, snake. Oh, the hole needs to be bigger for the snake. This is just... The first time I played this game, it was entirely innocent, and now all kinds of innuendo are popping up. Right, I'm just going to get that snake in its entirety. Oh, I missed it. Come on, snake. Yeah.
At this point, you're just taunting the snake.
Big yeah. Oh, Kelly has had to use bear spray when she went hiking in the mountains. Deer, moose, coyotes, rabbits, but no bears or cougars. Yeah, I mean, Chris is right. I'm literally saving the ranger. Ranger danger.
Well, you might be saving the ranger for a bit, but I have a feeling that ultimately this ranger
we already
might
know
be doomed.
Oh, snake's running away. Get back here, snake. Oh.
Yeah. If there's one
lovely.
animal that's destined clearly to be able to fit through a hole, it's a snake. They're clearly equipped for that.
Oh, I'm a little bit pleased with that cage.
You know what? That was a tight fit. Oh, hang on a minute. The hole just got suddenly smaller.
There's a snake. Oh, I think I have to...
Oh.
Oh, I feel a bit bad.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Poor Helen. I'm really wrecking her day. Right. I've got to get that chicken. Oh, I did.
Yes, it is like that, Kelly. Now that is a class movie. I remember some years ago going to get it on DVD and discovered that there was a box set with, were there 4 of them or 5 of them in a box set? Like Tremors 1 through 4, something like that.
Oh my goodness.
And I thought, oh, I have to have that whole box set.
I can't resist.
It was epic.
Oh, come on, yeah! There we go.
Yes, the first one was the best, and actually contains a line that I still use quite often.
What's the line?
I feel I was denied critical need-to-know information.
Oh, do you know, I've heard that in Traveller. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure you have.
I'm sure that was something Rack said once. Right. Rack, who we didn't realise we'd miss as much as we do.
Well, I think
He
that's
wouldn't have had
probably
any of
true,
this
which is
rose
kind of
nonsense.
why you've now got Dural Cags.
Yeah,
Because
we do love
they're not the
Rack.
same kind of character, but they're the same kind of colour, I suppose, you know, colourful personality.
Yes. Chicken! 2 chickens, that's 2 things. Never a truer word spoken.
I mean, you can't argue with it. It's completely true.
It is. You're always on the wrong side of the fence. Only if it's wood.
There's someone who's had some tough times in their lives.
Gloves for your car. I would say socks.
Shoes, surely.
Ooh, yeah, maybe. It has shoes though. It's got brake shoes. What?
Yeah, it's true.
That was me talking with my mechanical knowledge.
I mean, you're not wrong again, but
But what you're saying is that wasn't a very funny joke. I get it.
it's more that it's a little out of date.
Do they not have brake shoes anymore? Really?
Generally, no. No, not usually. Now they have calipers and pads. I'm sorry.
That's my 1994 Ford Escort talking there.
Yep, that's about right. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, the Mark III Ford Escort would have had brake shoes.
Thanks.
At least on the rear, probably.
I don't know.
Probably had discs on the front, so
I'm going to have
calipers.
to start saying random mechanical words now just to regain my footing. Gasket! Spark plug! A walkie-talkie. Tune in to spy on their government.
Um,
Chickens are carrying eggs and they're penguins in disguise, I'm afraid.
that is a weird thing about penguins, right? That they put their eggs on their feet.
I think it's kind of genius, but yes, I can see why you think that's
No, I mean
odd.
it's odd, but I mean it's quite clever because obviously penguins are warm-blooded animals and they can incubate the egg. But that's not my problem with penguins. And many people have a problem with penguins in that they billions of years ago had mastered the power of flight and then they decided nope, can't be asked, and gave it up. And I think a lot of people think that's something that you would
They're
never
just-
give up if you had it, right?
They're just lazy.
Yeah. But
They decided to look cool over being actual birds. I get it. It's fine. How do you explain kiwis then? Are they also evil?
not that I know of. No. No, kiwis
Okay.
are, however, physically impossible if you look at them from the side.
They are.
Because
and also
clearly
they live in a
all of
country
the
that's
weight-
notorious for funny animals.
The legs are at one end of the body, so they obviously must fall over, and yet they don't.
Yeah. Well, they're a bit like how I used to describe haggis. I used to tell my son that haggis was a Scottish animal that was really rare. And the males and the females had opposing one leg shorter than the other so they could run around mountains and find each other. And then there'd be a haggis caller, and that's why we celebrate, like we call in the haggis every New Year, because we're mimicking the call of the haggis that the haggis hunter makes in order to catch them. So I reckon that the kiwis are the same as the haggis, except they're designed to go up and down mountains instead of round in a particular direction. Truth. See, nobody said that's not true. Therefore,
I mean-
it's real.
It's in that category of things that people tell children because they think children will just find it amusing.
No, you would found it true. We also had the taco bird. By coincidence, we had taco on like some Mexican celebration day, like some national hooray, we're Mexican. And I was having tacos and just noticed. And I was like, oh yeah, look, we're having, tacos on Mexican Independence Day, which means we're celebrating the taco bird. And essentially, I coloured in a toucan to look like a Mexican flag, and then forever after, it was like, oh, it's Mexico Day, let's have taco birds. And that became a thing. I don't know if he knows that's not true yet. He must know that's not true. He's 18. Anyway, right. So many lies to come clean on at this point.
There is an art, I think, to coming up with creatively silly things, though. I do approve of that.
Well, we do it almost every week, to be fair.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, and a bit of storytelling is it's a good impulse to have, I think.
But also, it puts magic into the world that I think is sorely needed. I think, especially at the moment, it's neat to see that there's a veil of truth that we all exist within, but just beyond that, just out of reach, there's something magical and shimmering that you can touch with your mind, and it becomes,
Especially when we now
real.
find ourselves in a world where things that one person would find to be inherently obvious, another person rails against with enormous
Right.
anger. And that sense that the thing that I used to have, I suppose, when I was a much younger person, that there was a sort of an agreed set of understandings of the way the universe worked, and that's simply not true anymore. That we've become much more
Well,
divided, I think.
we had a fundamental acceptance of what truth was,
Yeah.
and then we would just take positions alongside or around that particular campfire. But now there's lots of different campfires that represent truth, and they're all using different things as fuel, and that makes life very confusing if you just want to navigate your way across the camp, to push that metaphor too far.
Yes. Yeah, I think it is quite reassuring when you can sink back into a story which everybody knows isn't actually literally true, but it can contain warmth and humour and anger and all sorts of different emotions and narratives.
But also accepts everybody.
Yeah.
It's not,
Why not?
oh, we're laughing at this person. It's just everybody can buy into this if you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all the best stories. Speaking of, poor BK, he's got a really good point. He solved the snake problem for Helen. And nobody's giving him any love.
I think the fact that they're all sitting 1,000 feet under the earth around a slowly dying campfire might have a...
You're making a lot of assumptions there, Bucky. And I mean, they're all looking fine. They're uninjured. There are no snakes. They've all got something comfy to sit on.
Actually, if I understand the situation correctly, this is where now all of the snakes are.
But not around them. You can't see any snakes right now.
No, but that's because the campfire's nearly dying. The snakes are just outside in the dark.
I love an optimist. You're such a charmer, Bucky.
I mean, to be fair, for a while they're just going to be devouring the chickens, but once that's done...
Well, there's only 3 chickens. Whoever did do it was totally doing Helen a solid. I'm on BK's side.
I mean, in general, I agree. BK is fine. Not angry with BK at all.
No. And there's Salt. We like Salt. I don't know if Chris can tell me what kind of animal Salt is, because I've clean forgotten. He looks like...
A hamster, possibly?
These are pointy arms, I don't understand.
Gerbil?
Maybe they're actually salt and pepper shakers. Me and Pepper were feuding again, so I moved my trailer.
Gopher, yeah, could be a gopher. I mean,
oh, Kelly.
I'd be tempted to say an otter would have a pointier nose, I guess, but I'm not. I mean, they're not that pointy, otters.
Also, I'd just like to point out that Pepper, in her capital letters, sounds like me when I talk like this. I think that's what her tone is being conveyed as. You took a liking to this bird. A bird made for liking.
Yeah.
Philippe from Ake. I think our Akewood love is going to fall on barren ground here, but it's okay. I think Ben would like Akewood, actually. I'm going to try. Let's convert him. All right. Salt was admiring this bird, but he was hit with a hunger. Uh-oh. So he ordered pizza? No. Burgers? No. What could Donut County possibly be famous for? Donuts.
I do enjoy an otter. It has to be said. I do enjoy an otter.
I'm still traumatized by Taka the Otter, which I was made to watch when I was about 8. Still horrified. Right, anyway, look. Oh, there's a dancing thing. Let's deploy. Here. Pow. How cheerful is this music? Oh, come on, get the jumping fish. Okay.
Actually, the fish, you'd probably be doing a favour by putting them in the hole, because thrashing around on dry land like that is not good for them.
Can I get the dog? Not yet.
Oh!
I tell you what, Gertie would love to go in this hole. This is a very Gertie hole.
Well done.
Everyone, otter, enjoy an otter. Kelly, if you weren't my sister, I'd be showing you the door. Oh, water. I'm full of water. How do I get rid of the water? Oh, this is tricky. Do I put it over here? No. Oh, I put the fish in the water, and then the bird drinks it. Oh, that's so clever. Careful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I was wondering how it made a difference when the hole itself is full of water, but it turns out you can just suck the... It does empty when you take it to the bird.
Yeah.
Because the bird is one of those drinking birds.
It's quite tricky, though, because the water wants to sploosh the... Oh, I guess I've got to hoover up all the water. Let's just get that done. Okay. Come on, bird. Drink that. Yeah. And again. This is very
Yeah,
satisfying.
because you've got to basically get all of the water as well, I think, haven't you?
I think so. Oh, there's another fish. Let's go really carefully. No!
In order to get big enough to put everything down.
Yeah. Oh no. There's a restaurant I know that serves a dish with otter and chicken. Oh, chicken targadar. Stop it, Bucky. That's unacceptable. Who do you think you are, Ewan? Getting away with a joke like that. Oh, I've got to be really careful because I'm about to run out of water and I've still got a fish over there. Okay, come on.
But presumably all you've got to do is get the fish in the hole, haven't you?
Well, the fish want to jump out when I move the hole. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
I think I'm nearly there now. Right, let's get the bird. Oh, look, I can't get that one.
No, that looks like a fixture.
Oh, I feel bad. That caravan went in hard.
And coffee went everywhere. Oh, but there is much more water to collect. Oh, and another fish, I see, yes.
Yeah,
And maybe you can eventually get rid of the bird, but you have to wait until you've done all of the water and the fish, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe it doesn't want to
The
back you
bird.
into a corner. Yeah, there we go.
Great delivery! I feel I'm killing this game, and it's much harder than Banner Saga was.
Yes, I'll take that. Yes.
For sure.
Yeah,
I
and
thought I
so
was gonna get told
far
off.
you haven't had to restart, which I had to do
I know.
3 times with Banner Saga.
Yeah, but I feel the last battle doesn't count. Half a mouse guitar. Oh. Free sled, truth. These are all good life facts. Nice. I feel like that bird has forgotten to put his trousers on. Or his wings. There's
Or
something missing.
there's something about the legs. Are those in fact waders over the actual legs?
He's a Scooby-Doo boss. You pesky kids. Alright. Let's see what happens now. Oh, excuse me.
Well,
A garbage
we don't know what's
day?
gone wrong, but we know BK is going to be blamed for it. I feel
think
very
he's being
sympathetic towards BK,
unfairly-
actually.
Yeah. Maybe Luke will let us have a trash panda for a pet in Orbital Blues. In love with a bird. Salt. It's those legs. We knew it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's not about the bird. It is about the bird. Mira, it is about the bird. Oh. What?
This tent is becoming excitable. Coyote.
See? It's all Coyote's fault.
Oh. Now here the plot thickens.
Mm. And we know that Coyotes are up to no good all the time.
Wily, I'm told.
Exactly. And you don't look at a coyote and go, no, him, he's a good un. They're always up to something.
They are everywhere in Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah.
Gross. Only here we call them the press.
Yeah.
Suppose it was my way of giving back to folks. That's what they're known for, coyotes. Just giving back. Thanks, guys.
That
for
is,
all
you're
the
right,
murdered
what they're known for.
As generous as a coyote. That's how the saying goes, isn't it?
That is, I believe, a saying. I mean,
Yes.
some of the words are wrong, but it's basically the sense, yeah.
Well, I mean, in as much as it is something that I just said, it's a saying.
Yeah, it is now a saying, yes.
Oh, and now we get to visit Coyote in his lovely campground. And I remember...
We can fix that.
Yeah. I remember this level well. And he's watching my progress with great excitement. Hi, Coyote.
He is.
Are we ready?
So, presumably we may have to pop some corn.
We do have to pop some corn. I have to make it big enough to pop some corn.
Yeah. We can get a little bit and get the fire going.
Ready? And then all the guys turn up.
Ah, lovely.
Hi, guys. Oh, I think I've been a bit ambitious. There we go.
There's a sort of faint Final Destination vibe here, where you're looking at each scene and thinking, how does this go wrong and everybody dies?
I think that sentence alone justifies why I'm playing this game and you're not. I think we probably nailed that mystery down right there.
Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, come on, Coyote's tent. Yeah. Oh. We've got somebody we need to put the corn in the hole. Thanks, buddy. Oh, I want to get that. Okay. No. Do you think I can get that sign in there? I reckon I can. Oh, I can do the fence posts. Yeah.
If you can do the fences, then you might be able to get the mountain or the sign, I guess.
Oh, it wasn't the sign, it was just the mountain.
Oh well. The sign I think would have been cool.
Coyote's given me 5 out of 5 on Uber Eats though. Who I will not talk about, but I had the actual worst experience ever the other week. Well, the other weekend. Right, Trashpedia. Someday everything will be made of corn. They're making paper out of corn now, which I think is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hot dogs. It's true.
Yes. Though apparently they're now making corn out of mushrooms. So.
God, that's so unnecessary. Dark room, mouldy wood, mushrooms, done. As opposed to ground, ploughing, scarecrows, months of rain, big tractor.
Yeah,
It just seems that they're really taking the long way round to get mushrooms on that one.
yeah, yeah. I do enjoy a mushroom though.
That's just corny. Oh, try washing yourself with soup. I know somebody who actually did that and they did feel good. Truth. I mean, I don't mean to give away all of Ewan's secrets, of course, but in time we'll tell that story. Corn that was punished. Wow.
There are
Did you know
certainly
that about
things you can
crows?
do with soup that aren't eating it.
Yes. I would say that's true. Not very good for murder, apparently.
No, though
Uh,
I did find purely by accident when at university a friend had made some non-Newtonian soup, which didn't obey the laws of Newtonian physics. So once I realised this, I determined to do a demonstration,
Did you put it on the speaker?
which, as far as it went really well. I hit the soup with a hammer and it turned into a solid, which is exactly what I was trying to demonstrate. But unfortunately, what I didn't take into account is that the plate underneath the now solid piece of soup would shatter quite spectacularly. And then as soon as the shockwave was no longer in the soup, it would then go turn back to a liquid and go everywhere.
What I love about that is the very self-contained irony of that story. In that, in demonstrating that something was a non-Newtonian liquid, you completely ignored the Newtonian law of motion that every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Well, of course.
So, just a beautiful demonstration of physics in every possible way.
Exactly. Yes, but I was very excited to find non-Newtonian soup. That's a very,
Well,
that's a very
did you know
interesting thing to find.
ketchup is also non-Newtonian and blood?
Yeah,
I think coconut water, but I'm probably wrong. That might have another
custard.
property. It might be custard, very much so, because the corn flour, of
Mm.
course. Um, yeah, I truly believe cats are also non-Newtonian fluids. But I haven't tested this with a hammer yet.
May I suggest that if you do decide to test any of those properties of a cat, you do not apply a hammer to them.
No, I
You
like
can
my
get
cats
into a
far
lot.
too
I
much.
mean, no matter how messy a kitchen gets, nobody's actually going to call the
Oh,
police if you hit soup with a hammer. But
well, no,
a cat is a very different matter.
very different matter. Let me tell you about Loki. Today was the day that Loki came home. Loki is my cat. She's 4 years old and she goes for a wander every summer. She disappears about April, comes home between September and October, and then is suddenly like this lovely, loving, hello, you're a great cat. She announced her return today by coming home for dinner. And then that was lovely. We fed them, had a nice stroke. Hello, Loki, how have you been? And she comes home at this time of year, sharpened and pointy like an arrow. She's amazing. Anyway, we got our dinner, went back to our rooms, did our thing. Woke up later on to find a headless mouse outside Ewan's door and in the food bowls. And I said to Ewan, oh, could you just sort that out? Would that be all right? Anyway, it turns out it wasn't the headless body of the mouse. It was the skin of a headless body of the mouse.
Oh,
And she had left the body of the mouse and the head of the mouse in the food bowl in the slow feeder that we put the dog biscuits in. So, I mean, the boys are not that organised and they just leave things wherever they got bored. But Loki, hunter killer and also gift giver, had decided to just announce that she was home with a lovely present for us.
I mean,
Hooray.
it's a kind thought.
Yeah, Schrodinger did have some weird. I said to Ewan though, like 100,000 years ago, she would be like the star of the show. I think we just take it for granted, frankly.
I mean,
But
as
he
you know,
said,
it's not the gift; it's the thought that counts.
that's all that counts. Well, when I said to Ewan, many thousands of years ago, we'd have really celebrated this. He went, well, you would say that because you're not the one who just cleared it up. which I feel is a solid point.
It is, and in a philosophical sense, very pragmatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is, I think, a Kantian philosopher at heart.
Okay.
Ewan.
He didn't fundamentally bend to the Cartesian revolution then.
No. No. I mean, I'd really tried to get into philosophy, but it turns out I can't. Oh, that's the highlight of this evening, folks. Thanks
Yeah,
so much
that
for
was
joining.
it. That was peak joke. If you were waiting for peak joke before fleeing for the hills, that was it.
Somebody clip it. That's the funniest thing I'm saying all week. Okay, BK. Vegetables stink. I think Ben might agree with that. What is your philosophy on vegetables, Ben?
I think once you feed them to food and then eat the food, it's great.
There we go. Salt. Yeah. Mira. Lol. I like Mira. She's like me. She actually says the word lol like it's a word and not, you know.
In caps.
Oh yeah, I say it in caps every time. I wish I coughed and said ahem when I coughed, because that would be great too. Though I do like to say burp when I'm burping. I like the meta humour of that.
Yeah.
Like an apology. I'm sorry you think vegetables taste good. Maybe you're BK. Maybe that's what B stands for. You're like Ben. I don't know what the K would stand for though. But yeah, I think you have more BK qualities than I do.
The in my life, BK only stands for one thing:
The Whopper.
the Whopper.
How many did you have at Fright Fest this year?
I had, I
Nope.
think, 4. I think.
4? Is that a new record? Is that a daily Fright Fest BK?
No, I was there for 6. Well, 6.5 days. But yeah, I think it was 4.
Nice. I'd high five you for that if I could.
You see, I don't normally get to have them, and they are so very, very special.
They are. Now, a man is suing Burger King because he said that the burgers that are advertised do not look like the burgers you receive when you buy them, and he says it's an unfair standard, and it raises expectations in order to get your money. He feels cheated. Bless him.
Right. I assume he will next sue airlines for the fact that they put their most attractive stewardesses in the adverts.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he sort of has a point. You look at these amazing pictures of burgers from McDonald's and Burger King and other outlets that are available, but they do look very different. And, you know, they do trickery. Like, they employ models that have tiny hands and get them to hold the burger closer to the camera than their faces. You know, so it is the burger as you would serve it, but not as you would ever eat it. Anyway, I think it's a really interesting case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but equally, it's marketing, right? We know the rules of marketing. They can't lie to you, but they can kind of give the very best possible spin.
Rule is, as long as they are using the burger in the form that it is, they can do anything they like with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a food artist who was describing how the burgers pictured have all the ingredients pulled to the front edge of the bun, because
Yes.
that way it looked like it's bigger.
Yeah, but,
and the
but also,
tomatoes
of
are
course, it
completely
means you can
going.
see from the picture everything that's in it, which may be relevant for some people.
Well, yeah, true. Anyway, BK, now the Whopper. I'm just going to call him Whopper from now on. Why should he apologise for delivering this pathetic vegetable-eating coyote a donut?
To be honest, if it's a coyote and only eats vegetables, then it deserved everything that came to it.
I think that's a hard line to take, Ben. Not going to lie.
Coyotes are not equipped for a vegetarian diet.
Are we saying that they're going away the giant panda?
Well, this one is, clearly. Not only is it not eating a proper diet for a coyote, it's also fallen down an enormous hole.
I don't feel that that's its fault. I don't know, you know. It's not like Dr. Foster, who went to Gloucester.
Yes.
Okay, who can say? Who can say? Roma. Oh, Roma? What is a donut without a hole? It's a donut. I mean, we all know that. But you see, even those donuts without holes still have holes. They're just differently shaped. They're like non-Euclidean holes that you fill with other things. Like custard or jam or... I mean, mints if you want. Coco! I want to get to Coco's story. He's lovely. Fritters? Hopper Springs! It's not called Donut County, it's called Hopper Springs! Who knew? Okay, so what kind of animal do we think these two are? Oh, bunnies, apparently. Married 40 years. Roma got a new phone. So they ordered donuts to celebrate. I think we know how this story's going to go, right?
Well, so far, things have really only gone one way, and that is down.
True.
That is a very large carrot. Or possibly turnip. Or swede.
I think it's a carrot. Sweets are purple, aren't they? Purple and white. Turnips are white. This is quite meta, though, because they've got a giant... What is that? Is that like a bunny? I don't know. I'm very anxious.
I mean, there seem to be mountain rabbits. Mountain hares. There are mountain hares, aren't there?
I think so.
We can presumably get all of those grey blocks, yeah. And by the time you get to the end of there, you should be considerably more substantial in the swallowing department.
Things you never expected Bucky to say.
I know.
Number 2. I had no idea this game was going to offer this much innuendo. I have to be honest. Hadn't crossed my mind.
Yeah, because all it is a game about a giant hole that swallows everything in front of it. How could that possibly have led to any kind of gutter mind?
You know, I'm not saying it's not obvious. I'm saying it hadn't crossed my mind. Okay, come on. Come on! Oh, that's not going there. Oh, maybe I have to use the giant carrot to get the bunny through the gates.
Maybe. Yes, maybe it's a puzzle bunny.
Come on!
Oh.
Come on, buddy, you got this!
And then up the slope.
Okay, come on, eat that. Oh, there's another one. Okay, yes. Okay, now, how do I get those two?
Excellent stuff, well done.
Ooh. Oh, no! Well, that sort of draws the line onto the innuendo for the evening, doesn't it?
Yep. Many bunnies.
That's a game over moment. Alright. Bunny time! Oh, I'm doing for this farm. Oh my goodness. Even the mound of dirt was carrot shaped, which I appreciate. Okay, I think it must be this mountain time. Yeah! Ooh! More bunnies.
And many more bunnies, in fact.
Many? Well, there are no predators in the hole. Because the coyotes are vegetarian and we don't know where the snakes have gone.
It's true, apparently the snakes did not survive the fall, which is weird given that everything else did. there are extra bunnies. Get all of. Oh, that went badly wrong. No, wait. Extra bunny.
It's all right. We got this. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the winking
sorted.
bunnies have got this. Kabam! I. Oh my goodness! This is now a John Waters fever dream.
It's. Oh, there we go.
Wow. I think the Banner Saga and Donut County could have a really interesting crossover opportunity. I mean, Haycon in the hole with a bunch of bunnies. Whole new game.
I mean, it would certainly be a new game.
It would satisfy Merca's need for Riz, I feel. Shortest gestation period ever. Okay, let's see what the Trashopedia has to say.
Indeed.
Right. Why is it so big? Truth.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Why would you want to live inside one? Ooh. Now, apparently bunnies are evil.
I never found rabbits to be evil.
I went to school on the South Downs during, well, the storm of 87 and then the massive myxomatosis thing that happened.
Yeah.
And I learned one of our projects would be to go out and count rabbits across the Seven Sisters. And sort of try and find poacher traps and stuff. So I do have quite a fondness for wild rabbits.
Yeah.
Domesticated rabbits, not so much. I think they look silly. But the wild ones that are like grey and sleek and fast, I'm like, yeah, those are rabbits. What that giant thing is, I don't know.
I don't
Flopping
have
all
anything
over
inherently
5-year-olds.
against most pets, but rabbits wouldn't be a personal choice for me as a pet, no.
No. I had a friend who had a house rabbit. And he was like super vicious. Like, he was a mean boy. He was a big man. He was like twice the size of a cat and would pop out from behind the settee and bite you. You're like, what the? I didn't even look at. I didn't know you existed. Yeah. And his name was something bonkers, like Richard.
Oh, yeah,
it's
of
like
course.
Very mundane.
Richard
odd,
Rabbit, yeah, that would make sense.
Richard, yeah.
The-
That's like all things.
I do remember when I had friends at school who had like pet rabbits. When you picked them up and held them in your arms, they were quite placid and timid creatures. And then after a few minutes, whenever the mood struck them, they would decide to get down. And they would do so by just kicking out with their hind legs and basically leaping out of your arms. But you developed a real appreciation for quite how powerful the hind legs on a rabbit are when they do that.
Oh, yeah. And they're like cats. They can self-right mid-air.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, they are amazing animals. Also, I've lingered on the weird succulent because Chris loves a succulent. And there you go. This screenshot is for you. There's my act of love today.
Yeah.
Fence stone. Old TV. Remember when TVs used to look like that? Do you remember when they had buttons that you'd actually have to press and that little tuning knob?
Yeah.
So that in November, when it got cold and BBC Two used to go slightly out of tune, you could like get it back in.
Well, yeah, but I can remember when BBC played the national anthem when it shut down, and when you turned off a television.
To shut down.
I know. And when you turned off a television, the thing dropped into a little white dot that stayed on the screen for a few minutes.
And it made that sound. That.
Yes. It sounded like stormtroopers were coming in shooting at you.
Easy.
It was. Yeah.
I was trying to tell Ewan to close the window the other day because we just turned the aircon on and of course you need everything contained. So I did the old in the car, the winding up the window gesture. And he went, "Why are you miming wanking at me?" Literally no idea what that was.
Yes.
And I was like, that's anachronistic.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But, you know, he's never seen a VHS tape, and, you know, this is just life, isn't it?
He was like, what is a play button? And I was like, because you press play. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And then I realised he's never seen a CD player. He's never seen a VCR. He's never seen a DVD player. The only time we reference like that symbol is on like remotes, and we never even watch telly.
Yeah.
So he has no reference points for what play, stop, rewind, fast forward are at all.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, an entire generation have never held down the record and play button at the same time in order to.
Or half held down the play button so you get that chipmunk effect.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That was the magic.
Not to mention cross-wired the microphone and speaker things from a pair of tape recorders to copy a tape.
Yep.
Entire generation of people have no idea what we're talking about.
I used to delight in making mixtapes where I would suddenly in the middle of a song make it go all chipmunky, and then I would introduce the next song like I do on Fiddy Fridays, only I was doing that with the helium tones of a half-pressed play and record button. Oh, great times. Anyway, Mira. I really love that most people who watch our stream are old enough to understand what they were talking about.
Yes, I mean, to be fair, if they don't, they'll just think, oh, this is more random weirdness from these two oddities. But that's life.
Just, oh, Ben and Socks. Right, Nikki and BK.
Actually, this is a good place to take a quick break.
Oh, yeah, I'll leave it with BK saying he's not gross.
Yeah,
because
because we're sort of in the chatty bit between levels.
Yeah. I mean, everything's been a chatty bit between us so far,
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, I will put this game on pause.
Brilliant. Okay.
Oh.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming along and hear us make completely no sense about complete random rubbish. We will be back in just a few moments after a quick comfort break.
We will. Yes.
So thank you very much for joining us so far. If you're watching this on VOD, this is about where you need to start the fast forwarding. And we'll see you at the other end. So back in a few. Cheers. And I'm back. Now, I say I'm back, and this is an important distinction because we sadly are not back. There's a reason for this. It turns out that the entire city of Bristol, where Socks is based, has not managed to put its 50p's in the meter, and so it doesn't have any electricity right now. So it's currently living in a world of the medieval times, and it's all completely blacked out, and everyone's wandering around with candles and fearing, all that kind of thing. So, as a consequence, I'm afraid we can't resume because we were kind of dependent on Socks actually playing the game. I've had a telephone call from her. She's absolutely fine, so please don't worry. But I'm afraid that does mean we're going to have to call it for tonight. So, just a few little regular housekeeping things before I go. On Friday, we are playing Traveller. Got to a fairly exciting moment with people being abducted by submarine and things like that. On Saturday, we are playing some Orbital Blues. So, assuming power is resumed by next weekend, and I'm sure it will be, Socks will actually be playing on Saturday on our Orbital Blues game, which I'm sure will be lovely. And we are going to resume this game, Donut County, on Monday. Okay? So, just a few things coming up, but many apologies for the rather abrupt delay, and please don't worry about Socks. She is fine. I've just spoken to her. Because mobile phones apparently different power system. So thank you very much everybody for joining us tonight, and I hope you had some fun with our random wittering on and meandering about the subject. If you enjoyed it, then next Monday we'll be doing it again, but before then, Traveller on Friday, Orbital Blues on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us.